That's not what I meant to do. That is not what I meant to do at all. Okay. That's not what I meant to do either. Okay, give me a moment. I'm trying to get some stuff right here. Everything wants to run slow when you're trying to do something. Give me just a moment, everybody. All right. Let's get started. We got 3 people watching so far, so let's get started. My hat is on crooked. I don't know why my hat's on crooked. Give me a second. Let me get everything situated right. My hat is crooked there. Bought a new hat, so I got to get it right. It's don't want to. I gotta mold it, and a good hat has to be done just right. Can't have a crooked hat. Yeah, I'll get it here in a little bit. Still crooked. Yeah. Good enough for radio. All right. That's gonna bother me to death. I mean, it really is. This is going to aggravate me to death if I don't get this hat right. All right. Okay. I guess that's good enough for right now. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing okay today. Let me go ahead and start my recording. All right, good morning, everyone. This is Calvin Butler with the RBBS Logistics Learning Center and the National Dispatchers Network, and it is 6:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it's time for the load board report. First of all, let's go ahead and check in with our YouTube people. Start sharing my screen here real quick. All right, see what we got going on here on YouTube. This morning, we've got Lisa Coggins has checked in. Katuna Jenkins have also checked in this morning. Good morning, ladies. How's everybody doing? All right, let's go ahead and get started. As you all know, I've been up all night. Literally, I have been up all night long, working on this lease website and our project that we're doing, where we're going to be leasing trucks and trailers that are privately owned. So I've been putting together the website. I've been rebranding RBBS Transport LLC, my dispatch firm, to include the lease portion. So we're doing a lot of rebranding, and I'm literally building an entirely new website. I'll show it to you all here real quickly. Show you some of the stuff that I've done with it. Let's see here. No, that's my little Wix area. All right, here it is right now. It's not ready to be published yet, so y'all got to give me some time because there's some things on here that I haven't added yet. Some things that I haven't, like the shop area is not going to be, it's not going to be titled shop. Orders not going to be titled orders. Is going to be entitled, something like lease inventory and things of that nature, and our network of asset owners or something like that. But this is the site. I've bought the domain name for it, RBBS Transport LLC.com. So the name is still the same and everything. So, but very different site. As you can see here, it is RBBS Transport LLC National Network of Semi. It doesn't even show the whole thing. It's supposed to show National Network of Semi. Hold on here. Where is that? I might need to hold up. That's too big. Let me move up my here, my size. Let's see what zoom is. It's zoomed in too big, I think. I don't think it's going to show all of that because it's not going to show it all. It's just not going to show it all. Not on this one. I've got it at 80% right now. And it still don't want to show it. If I go 100, 110, there we go. 110%. I got to go to 110%. Okay. It says National Network of Semi Trucks for lease by private owners. That's our new branding. Okay. RBBS Transport National Network of Semi Trucks for lease by private owners. Scroll down, you see the About Us section there. Our Easy Lease, our private owners truck leasing agency, knows how challenging it can be to pursue your dreams of becoming an owner operator, but leasing a vehicle with us is easy, affordable, and fun. Hence the name Easy Lease. Since 2016, RBBS Transport LLC has provided owner operators with great paying and high dollar freight. And now, with our Easy Lease program, we now provide the industry with the easiest and the most convenient way to lease a commercial truck or tractor trailer. Driving experience, time on the job, and credit are not an issue. With Easy Lease, all you need is a valid CDL, your authority, and insurance. Our private asset owners are eager to lease to you. Our rates are affordable and our service is impeccable. And best of all, you keep 100% of your load fees. So I gotta put a little period in there and change that. As I say, I'm still working on it. 100% of your load fees. So browse our inventory, select the lease option, and let us help shift your career as a lease owner operator into high gear. Okay, so that's what we have there. People can get in touch with us if they want. Got an About Us section here that kind of repeats the same thing what I just said, but it kind of breaks it up in a better format there. And then, of course, we have the type of vehicles that we're going to be leasing. We go to our vehicles. You can see here, these are the type of vehicles that we're going to lease. The vehicle types, we're going to have box trucks from $700 to $950 weekly. We're going to have tractors with trailers from $1,600 to $1,900 weekly. Tractors without trailers from $1,000 to $1,500 weekly. And the prices will depend on the year, how new it is, how old it is, the year, the condition, the miles, and things of that nature. And of course, with the trailers, the price will that $1,600, $1,900 is going to depend on whether it's a dry-van trailer, a flatbed trailer, or a reefer trailer. Excuse me, everybody. I'm tired. I'm tired. And plus, we have box trucks, and this price is going to depend on the size of the box truck and its load capacity. So there you have it. And so anyway, that's what we're doing. We got a contact page, frequently asked question page. We're gonna have a testimony page, and we got a couple other pages here that I'm gonna be working out some stuff on right there also too. So there you have it. You'll be able to click and reserve your lease now. Yeah, have inventory page where you can go through and you can view all of the asset owners and what trucks they have available for lease, where they can load up the pictures of the actual trucks and trailers that they have that they'll be leasing out. All right. Woo! Sleepy. Sleepy. All right. Good morning, Station Ryan Ford. How you doing? Nice for you to join me this morning. I'm just going over my updates to our rebranding of the RBBS Transport LLC. But at least I have been up all night. I have not gone to sleep since yesterday morning when y'all saw me. I've been up since then. So, hey, my work is never done. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our load board report this morning. As always, I want to welcome you all to the load board report. I've got some screens open here that I need to kind of get closed out because I've got a bunch of stuff going on. As always, the load board report is sponsored by the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers. We are the only freight broker and dispatch agent vocational school that offers with guaranteed career placement offers from bonded logistics brokerage firms and state licensed accredited dispatch firms after successful course completion. Our tuition is $7,500, and you get to come down here to our campus here in Tallahassee, Florida. Beautiful campus that we have. Now, beautiful campus here in Tallahassee, Florida, and you get to take part in 2 weeks of jam-packed curriculum that we have. And of course, everything is taken care of within your tuition, your hotel accommodations, your travel arrangements, both by air, bus, train, or rental car. Those also included in your tuition package. Meals, 3 meals a day, included in your tuition package, and 4 Uber and Lyft rides per day, 4 Uber or Lyft rides per day are included while you're here doing the course. We're also sponsored by our online training platform, which is sponsored by the National Dispatchers Network. Training in the convenience of your home. Our online platform will train you to earn 100K plus from home, dispatching freight, and provide the online network, tools, resources, and training to ensure your success. You'll get access to more than 100 load boards, access to more than 140,000 hours of operational training videos, access to more than 19 million direct shippers, access to every registered owner operator in the United States, access to live training, access to our logistics library, and of course, access to our network of more than 2,967 industry professionals. Woo, and it's all affordable because our most popular enrollment is just $349.95 plus tax, and a monthly subscription fee of $39.95 plus tax per month to access all of your back office tools, resources, training, support, and everything that we just talked about. So hit us up. Here's the website address if you want to go ahead and join our online platform. Get access to some great training as well as get access to a lot of great tools and resources. So let me go ahead and plug that in there right there. Plug that in for y'all. There you go. You got it. There it is. All right. Good morning, Larissa Adams, D. Willer, Tori, Asaje. Thank you all for joining us. Appreciate y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Let's jump right over here to where we need to be at for our I've got a lot of stuff on here right now. Let's go ahead and jump over here to our load board. Of course, we always use our back office tools and resources when we're doing the load board report, and you all get to see what tools and resources we have. And today, of course, we're going to our go-to load board, which is going to be direct freight. So now here to our load board section here, we're going to scroll over here. We're going to find direct freight. We're going to go ahead and get on in and see what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to freight and load availability this morning. All right, there we have it. That's our direct freight. I'm going to go ahead and pause my share here for a second so you all don't peek at our access codes. All right, let's jump over here to direct freight. All right, I'm going to renew my share, resume sharing, and there we are. And let's go to our load map. All right, this morning, what we got going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to freight and load availability. This morning, we're going to start off here in California. California this morning, we have 2,172 loads that are showing here in California. In Oregon, up here, we got 1,346 loads. In Washington State, we got 1,309 loads. Coming down here in Idaho, we have 1,039 loads. In Nevada, 374 loads. In Utah, 955 loads. Coming on down here in Arizona, we have 591 loads. In New Mexico, we have 414 loads. Jump back up here to Colorado, we have 1,020 loads. In Wyoming, we have 384 loads. In the great state of Montana, we have 430 loads. In North Dakota, we have 162 loads. In South Dakota, we have 661 loads. In Nebraska this morning, we have 680 loads available. In Kansas, there are 1,090 loads available. In Kansas, Oklahoma, there are 933 loads. In the great state of Texas, we have 5,368 loads. Over in Louisiana, we have 1,468 loads. In Arkansas, we have 2,922 loads. In Missouri, the show me state, we have 2,602 loads. In Iowa, we have 1,259 loads. In Minnesota, we're showing 1,649 loads this morning. Wisconsin is featuring 2,425 loads. Illinois. They dropped down from that lead spot. They had taken over the lead spot from Texas, but they dropped slightly, and they're just under 100, 200 loads less than Texas right now, but they're still in the running with 5,098 loads this morning in Illinois. We're going to come on down here to Mississippi, that MISSISSIPPI, or MI crooked letter, I crooked letter, I humpback. So how y'all want to call it? Then we got 1,731 loads this morning in Alabama. They got 4,166 loads. Down here in the great state of Florida, my home state, we have 2,571 loads in the sunny Florida. And it was hot yesterday, y'all. Boy, it felt like summer almost yesterday. I love it. In Georgia, we have 3,752 loads. In the great state of Tennessee, we have 1,687 loads. In Kentucky, we've got 1,812 loads. In Indiana, we have 3,761 loads. In Michigan this morning, we have 2,298 loads this morning. In Ohio, we have 3,518 loads. In West Virginia, 449 loads. In Virginia, 2,003 loads. In North Carolina, 1,867 loads. In South Carolina, we have 1,857 loads. Look at that. 857, 867. 1857, 1867. What them twins or sisters and brothers, or however y'all want to call them, but them states right there, they look like they're trying to compete with each other. All right, you can jump up here in New York. In New York, we have 1,972 loads. In PA, Pennsylvania, we have 2,332 loads. Jumping over here to Maine, we've got 533 loads. In Vermont, 105 loads. In New Hampshire, 156 loads. In Massachusetts, 1,128 loads. In Rhode Island, 29 loads. Connecticut, 569 loads. New Jersey, we have 1,470 loads. Delaware, we have 668 loads. And in Maryland, we've got 999 loads. If we jump down here to our neighbors to the south in Mexico, well, first of all, let's deal with Alaska. Let's deal in our own backyard. In our backyard, we have Alaska. Cold backyard, we have one load showing up in the super trucker country. All right, super trucker state. Now, to our neighbors to the south in Mexico, we're showing 14 loads. And to our neighbors to the north in British Columbia, Canada, we have 193 loads. In Alberta, we have 273 loads. In Saskatchewan, we have 163 loads. In Manitoba, we have 145 loads. In Ontario, Canada, we have 397 loads. And in Quebec, up there in that province, we have 172 loads. All right, that's a look at what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to freight and load availability around the country today. Now, remember, if you need a load, If you're owner operator and you're out there, you know, got an empty trailer, you need a load, you're not under load, and you're sitting around thinking, man, I need me some freight to move. Give me a call. 866-973-6445. That's 866-973-6445. Hit extension 1 or 2. Doesn't really matter because this time of the morning, you're only going to get me. Also, if you are with us live on YouTube, and you got a carrier that needs some load, or if you're an owner operator, you're on YouTube this morning, you're live with us on YouTube, go ahead and get on that little keyboard there and type in what type of truck you have, where you're located, what type of truck and trailer you have, where you're located, and I'll see if I can find you some freight, because that's what we do on the Load Board Report. We give away free freight. You know, I mean, that's what we do. I mean, I give away free freight. So let's go and check to see what's going on while we're waiting to see if anybody's got in a load request. Yesterday we was up here in Illinois because it was popping up there. Other states that looks like they're doing pretty good here. We got Alabama has a lot of loads this morning, and of course Illinois is back in the hunt. Texas always has a lot of loads, and who else has got a lot of loads? Ohio's got a pretty good number of loads. Pennsylvania's got a pretty good number of loads this morning. Georgia, good load count. Even Florida's got good load count. And then up here in the Midwest and places like this, you're looking at Montana, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico. Decent load count. So we've got some decent loads this morning. So clearly, if you've got some carriers out there, you can find them from freight. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick. I haven't done Louisiana in a while. Let's go ahead to Louisiana. We haven't been to Louisiana in a while. Let's check out Louisiana, see what's going on down there in Bayou Country, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Metairie, those places like that. See what the money looks down there in Louisiana, in the bayous. All right. Y'all know where they got some good gumbo down there. Yeah, that gumbo be kicking, boy. All right. In Louisiana, here's what we're looking at in Louisiana. All right, we got some pretty good rates. Looks like rates are ranging from $5.91 per mile on the high end, and then they're dropping from there. So still decent rate for Louisiana. We got a load leaving Alexandria, Louisiana, going to Orange, Texas. It's only 127 miles, and looks like that's going to be a flatbed with tarp. And it's 47,000 pounds, $750, $5.91 per mile. And that's leaving this morning on the 24th. We've got Metairie, Louisiana to Bossier City. I used to have an uncle that lived in Metairie, played for the Harlem Globetrotters, Billy Ray Hobley. Some of y'all might know him. He passed away some years ago, but great basketball player. Anyway, Bossier, Louisiana, trailer type reefer, 4,000 pounds or 40,000 pounds, and it's $1,900. It's only going 323 miles, so you got time enough to run another load. Both these loads, you got time enough to run another load, so you can make some money, some good money on this one, $1,900, and you got time enough to run another load. If you want to grab that one and run another short run load, show you kind of money you can make the day on that. You got that one right there, you're gonna make $1,900. If you're going to do a reverse search, see if they got anything coming back the other way. If you're just trying to go out and come back home real quick and be home for the night, try to see if they got something close to Bossier City. And we do a search on that, see what's coming back towards Metairie. Now, you might not be able to get all the way back home because, for one thing, it is 320 some miles, and you're not going to be able to drive more than 625, 650 miles in a day. Can you do it? Yeah, you can. Question is, will you do it? And looks like nothing's close, or it looks like you're not going to be able to do it because you got nothing close to Bossier City. Got one load right there. That's within 100 miles. So it looks like you're not going to be able to go out and come back in that same day on that one because you don't have anything that's really, really close to Bossier, because if you got to go 100 miles out, you're eating up about 3-4 hours right there. And so by the time you get out there to grab a load that's 100 miles out and come back, and you're going to be going towards where here? You're going to be heading back toward Madisonville, Louisiana. That's going to be hard to do. That's going to be hard. You got to go 100 miles to Texas just to find a load. And so you're not going to be able to go and come back from knowing that one. So you're going to have to stick around for a while, or you're going to have to do some traveling to get a load coming out of there. Now, this is always good. Before you run someone, before you run your carrier, you may see a load that looks like it's paying decent, whatever the case may be. And like I say, this load does pay decent. But you have to take into account when they get there, what's going to happen then. So just because every load is looking good doesn't mean that you should run your carrier out there on that load. Because if you can't find them a load coming back, if you can't identify a load that's coming back, I would not take the risk of running them out. Why? Because there's plenty of other loads on the load board. All right, sometimes you got to be patient. You got to be patient, and you got to, watch the load board, and you got to do some due diligence before you just grab the first high-paying load. Okay, because let's see, you may have a carrier right now who is sitting in Metairie, and the reefer. Some people will go down this list and they'll say, "Oh, there's a load right there, only going 323 miles, and it's paying $1,900. Oh yeah, he'll love that, but you ain't checked to see if you can get him out of there. Don't be that irresponsible. Don't." Because I guarantee you, they're gonna get there, and then they're gonna want to load out, and you can't find it. And then they're gonna be pissed off at you. Yeah, they is. They're gonna be pissed. They are gonna be pissed off at you because you couldn't get them back out. So before you run them all the way out there, check to see if you can get them loads coming back. Okay. So I would pass on that one simply because you're gonna run them out there, then you're not gonna be able to get them anything coming back, and probably not anything coming back for a couple of days, unless they want to run 100 miles out to grab a load, and that's not good. That's not good. So I would not run my carrier out there because he's gonna wind up losing money in the long run in the during the course of that week because he can't find a load coming back out. So you're gonna drop down here. You're gonna look at the next best thing. All right, you try to find some other stuff. You got some people around here and there. Some other stuff out here. You got a whole bunch of freight out here. So you're gonna try and find something. And y'all know me. I always look for the dedicated freight, and I'm looking to see if they got anything here in Louisiana. Here's one right here, 200-mile run. Zoel, Louisiana to Byron, Texas, flatbed. Looks like it. Well, no, it's not. I don't think that's a dedicated. I think that's just two loads that are offered by different brokers. Yeah. It looks like it's the same load, but two separate brokers has it. Okay. Both leave it on the same day. It's the same load, same pickup, same destination. They're even showing the same money. But I don't think it's actually two loads. I think just two brokers have the same load. Because if it was two loads or more loads that ran that same day, you would have the same broker here listed twice. You see what I'm saying? You would have the same broker listed for each one of these loads, or a combination of same broker listed for each one of these loads. But this is just, this is just probably just one load that's being offered to the same to two different brokers. So keep that in mind when you're looking at stuff like that, when you're trying to identify dedicated. Now, here's a dedicated, Lake Charles, Louisiana to Amarillo, Texas. How do we know? Leave it on different dates, and it's the same broker, Straight Line Transport. Leave it on different dates, and it's the same broker, 706 miles. Now, I would run a carrier on this load because it's going to take him a day and then a piece of a day, because he can run 600 miles that first day, shut down, get back up that morning, go ahead and run that last 100 miles, knock it out, right? And still got time to grab another load that day. And the reason why I would do that, because it's paying $3,100. $3,100. Now, can he get back here? Probably not. Because if he runs this load, right, he's leaving on the 24th. He's going to drop it on the 25th. So he's not going to be able to run this load all the way through 706 miles. He's going to come up short by 100 miles. 100, maybe he'll come up short about 50 miles if he's good. If he can run 650 miles, which is about the max an owner operator can run, he's going to come up short about 50 miles. Now, are there carriers out there that will turn that bad boy clock off and they'll run that last 50 miles? Yes, there are. Have I done it? I take the fifth on that. But that ain't none of y'all business. Yeah, there are carriers out there that will shut that doggone that clock off. They'll shut that bad boy off, or they'll go down there. And some people know how to unplug it. Some people know how to reroute it. Yeah, don't ask me no questions. I won't tell you no lies. Okay, so I'm just letting you know there are some people out there who know how to unplug that bad boy, and some people know how to reroute it, plug it into something else the way it looks like it's just sitting there, but you roll it. Believe it or not. And don't y'all come sending me no text messages and calling me up saying, hey man, can you tell me how they do that? No, I can't tell you how they do that. Okay. So don't be trying to get me in no trouble. I'm just telling y'all it's possible. Now, like I said, there are some drivers that will shut that bad boy down, reroute it, whatever they got to do, and then run that last 50 miles, go ahead and run it. Then they'll find them a load going back and they get back to that money load. But I wouldn't advise at all. So here's what I would advise. I would advise you run this load. I would run a carrier out on that load because it looks like I can probably find them something coming back. All right. So I run them out on that load. And if they run hard that first day, they'll come out short about 50 miles. And then they get up early the next morning and run that 50 miles, and pretty much no time would be off the clock because they just ran quick 50 miles. All right. So they're running that 50 miles, and then they make good money. So and then you find them something going back the next day, going back. Or try to find them something going back, or leaving out of Amarillo, Texas. See if we got anything. Ugh, boy, this is rough. Let's check leaving on the. Let's see here. Let's check the ship date. You'll be leaving on the next day, which the day is the 24th, so you'll be leaving on the 25th. Let's see here. This is that Texas, Louisiana is rough, ain't it? I'm looking at a 100-mile radius and still not finding anything. What else can I do in here? Let's do 150 miles. See what they got. Wow, this is really, really rough. This morning, that Amarillo, Texas, to Lake Charles is rough. Let me see if it's Lake Charles. See if this is the reason. Still nothing. Wow. But these backhauls are running kind of rough this morning, y'all. I'm telling y'all now. Let's see here. Let me go 200 miles out. See what we got. That's kind of strange. Go 300 miles out. See what we got on tomorrow. Is tomorrow a holiday or something? Oh, there we go. I didn't think something was wrong with my load board here for a second. So it looks like the next closest load is going to be 241 miles. Deadhead. So be careful running your people out of Louisiana to Texas and trying to get back to Louisiana. It's crazy. But here's what I would do anyway. I wouldn't necessarily try to run them back. I would do this. Amarillo, Texas, take this out right here. because all you're gonna really do is just find them some great money. So here is what I would do. I'm not trying to go to Bradfordville, Florida. I'm just trying to go anywhere. All right. See what's close to Texas, and you're gonna go see what's in Amarillo, Texas, see what's in and around there, and then see what's leaving out that next day. Here again, Amarillo, Texas, there's hardly anything right there in Amarillo because I'm in a 25-mile radius, not showing anything. Jump out to 50 miles. Let's see what we got. Still don't have anything. Wow. It's Amarillo is must be out in the middle of no doggone way in Texas. And I'm just trying to go to any destination, really. So look at the closest thing is 73 miles. 73 miles out. And you got to go 1,241 trip miles. You got to go 73 miles to Plainville, Texas. And then you got to go 1,241 miles to Underwood, North Dakota. And heading up to North Dakota on a Friday, there's not a good chance he's going to find something come out of there, get him home by the weekend, to get him back by the weekend. So, yeah, just be careful when you're running these people out. Make sure you check your back hauls. This is a good lesson to show you all how you can get a carrier stuck if you're rash and you're thinking, well, I just run them out and you got good money going out and I'll run them out. I mean, we can find something. Always check. Always check. Because if you don't, you're going to run into a case like this right here. We're looking at trying to find loads coming out the next day. We got all sizes, all lengths, all weights. You know, I'm 100 miles out. The closest thing is 73 miles out, which is not bad. 73-mile deadhead is not bad. Okay, 73-mile deadhead is not bad. And then I'm pretty sure that lane right there is paying pretty good going to North Dakota. Now, the question is, once you get to North Dakota, let's see what he's got. It's coming back. Here again, nothing. 100 miles. We're 100 miles out, and we're looking for something coming back towards Plainville, Texas. Nothing. Let's take that out. Let's take that out and leave the destination open. Anything coming out of Underwood, North Dakota. Yeah, they got something that's 44 miles out on your deadhead, 196-mile run. It's going to run you to North Dakota again. Or you can do the 91 mile out and run you to Wisconsin. So y'all just be careful when you're running people out, because it looks like these back hauls are looking kind of scarce coming out of Louisiana. Now, this is for Louisiana now. We're in Louisiana. I was trying to see what we had in Louisiana to make some good money. Lake Charles to Benton. There is a Lake Charles to Belton, leaving on the 1st. Got one leaving today, and you got one leaving tomorrow. No, I take that back. You got one leaving today, and then you got one leaving on the 28th. So that will be what? Monday? Yeah. Today is Thursday, right? 25th, 26th, 27th. Yeah. You got one leaving on Monday, and then you got one leaving on Tuesday. So it looks like it might be a dedicated, because there's only 28 days in February, right? Yep. There's 28 days in February, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So you got one leaving on Monday, and you got one leaving on Tuesday. So there's a little dedicated there. But here again, the question is, are there any back hauls? Are there any loads coming back out of there? Boy, and we're talking 100 miles out. So Louisiana is rough, y'all. Texas to Louisiana is a rough market. Okay, I'm just letting y'all know that. If you got somebody in Texas want to go to Louisiana, you can get them out there. I don't know if you get them back. If you got somebody in Louisiana want to go to Texas, you get them out there. Don't know if you can get them back right away. Okay, it looks like it's a rough market. Just letting y'all know that. Wow, looks like it's a really rough market in Texas, in Louisiana. Well, in Louisiana, it's not Texas is not the problem. It's Louisiana that's the problem. Okay? And even though it's right next door to Texas, now here's a lot of dedicators right here. Here's a whole bunch of dedicators. There's Lake Charles to Gulfport and Lake Charles to Shreveport. Now, Shreveport and Gulfport, you should find plenty of loads going in and out of there. Um, um, but this is because that's Louisiana, Mississippi. They're literally connected by a bridge. Okay, they're connected by a bridge because there's got that big, got the Mississippi River, got that big waterway there. So they're connected by a bridge, and if it wasn't for the water, that would probably be the same city. No, I'm gonna be honest with you. So you're gonna find a lot of freight going in and out of here. 258 miles, 192 miles, $3.92, $713, $1,000. These are $1,000 lanes right here. You can run them and probably run back all in the same day. And they're leaving all throughout the week and next week. You got them on the 24th, got them on the 25th. You got them on the break-in on for the weekend, and you got them on the 28th. You got them on the 1st. You got them on the 2nd. You got them on the 3rd. You got them on the 4th. So they're running. This is every single day. This Lake Charles to Gulfport, Lake Charles to Gulfport, every single day. So if you're gonna grab that one, you can run it out. And let's check that reverse search. See what you got coming back. You should have something coming back on that because they're pretty close together. See here? Yeah. See, you got plenty of stuff going back and forth there. I used to live in New Orleans, so I know this. I know that route. And you got trucks that's running back and forth all the time on that little particular route right there. And you got stuff that's close to. If I go down here and I put less than 50 miles, I'm sure we're going to talk about less than 50 miles on your deadhead. You got stuff that's going to be pulling up out of there. See, here you go, just 40 miles out. You got a whole bunch of Marshall to CB. Everything is Marshall to CB, which is going right back out and right close to, I mean, you're right there. You're going 40 miles to Marshall, Texas, because you're going because you're going to Lake Charles, Louisiana, and then Shreveport, Louisiana, going back to Lake Charles, Louisiana. This right here is right there next to Texas. Okay, that part right there. That's not far from Texas. It's just 40 miles out. As you can see it, you go 40 miles to Marshall, Texas, and then you're gonna go to CB, Texas, and these loads right here are all dedicated. Actually, yep, you got them on the 24th, the 25th. Well, they're just showing the 24th and 25th, but you got a lot of loads leaving, a lot of them. So you got more than one load that runs each day. Those loads probably run all day long. They probably run all day long, just 172 trip miles, and they're gonna average, $512, $500. So I wouldn't feel bad about that, but just be careful about that Louisiana, Texas market. Let me check with my YouTube people, see if they got any requests for picking up anything. Yeah, people turning off them what's called, that's tricks of the trade. It's tricks of the trade. So people laughing at my stuff when I was telling them about how you come up 50 miles short. There are guys that know how to turn those hours of service clocks off and know how to reroute them and all that type of stuff. And it was just tricks of the trade. Lots of protests here in DC. There is lots of protests going on right now, mask mandates and stuff that they got going on. I mean, people, this country is so politicized right now, it's not even funny. I have never, ever witnessed in my lifetime this much division over politics. I mean, politics. I mean, the most crooked people in the world, the most crooked people in the world has got everybody divided. I mean, come on, really? I mean, how How gullible can you be to let a politician get you all riled up? Oh, Lord have mercy. Politicians, right? They rank below lawyers. I'm serious, they do. You let the most crooked person, the most crooked people in the world, okay? I'm not saying every politician is crooked, but the overwhelming majority of them are. You know, they're saying one thing, and you got their hand out behind their back, taking money from somebody else that's telling them that they're gonna do just the opposite. That's a politician. Okay, so why would we let politicians get us so riled up until we turn against each other? Come on, really? I mean, let's be for real. We got Quenisha Murray in the house. Thank you for joining us this morning. You're here. We're a little late, but you're here. That's okay. We here every morning, sometime between 6 and 6:15, doing the load board report. We were just looking up some loads and stuff, and talking about how these politicians got to ride up. They all up there in DC protesting about stuff and this and that. But it's a lot of hoopla about nothing. I'm telling you the truth, man. A lot of hoopla about nothing. Yeah, that's the only. You know, and they just want to control us. So, I mean, just leave that stuff alone, man. Let the industrial complex in control. All right, so, but I'm not here to talk about politics. I mean, I don't want to waste my breath on those people. I mean, I really don't. So, and I got more important things to do, more important things to worry about. More positive things that we could be doing, and more positive things that we could be focusing on than to focus on that crazy mess that that they got going on. So just leave it be, and God will work it out, and it'll all get washed out in the now. Now, am I saying don't take part in elections? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Because you always have to express your voice, and the best way to express your voice is to vote. If you get out there and you're hooping and hollering, what good is that doing? If you out there protesting, and here's the thing to get me, 70% of the people who are out there protesting don't even vote. What's the point? What's the point? If you're protesting and you're not voting, go sit your behind down somewhere. Just go sit down somewhere, please, and stop wasting everybody's time. Okay? Now, if you vote, then your protesting means something. But if you're protesting because of politics and policies and all, and you're not voting, then sit your lazy crapper behind down somewhere. Okay? Because that makes no sense whatsoever. That's it makes no sense whatsoever. Okay? So there you have it. That's my 2 cents on it. All right, y'all. All right. Let's get back over here to the low board. All right. So be careful when you're running people from Louisiana to Texas, because you may find it hard to get them back to Louisiana, or vice versa. So just be careful. We've looked at the Louisiana and the Texas market. Good paying freight going out, but it's hard finding them loads coming back in. We're looking at, deadheads, 100, 200 miles deadhead to find a load to get back out. So be careful with that. All right. Let's take a look at another state. And just to show you all that, I don't think it's actually Texas that's the problem. Because if you go to Texas, it's mostly Louisiana that's the problem. Because anytime you have, and see, here's the thing about states that are close to the water. Okay, that's why a lot of people don't want to go to Florida, because when you go to Florida, it's hard to get back out of deep South Florida, because you're heading down one way, and there's only one way to go back out. That way, back up. Because if you go that way, you're gonna hit water. Go this way, you're gonna hit water. Go that way, you're gonna hit water. So the only place to get back out is to go this way. There's only one route back out. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's tough getting in and out of Florida. That's why I always say, if you're gonna go to Florida, be willing to stay in Florida. You can make a lot of money in Florida. Florida to Florida, make a lot of money. Florida to Florida. You really can. But you can't expect to go into Florida and then find good money coming right back out of Florida. Now you can do that if you come into Tallahassee, if you're going to Jacksonville, if you're going to Live Oak, or if you're going to somewhere, close up to the border of Georgia, because you got multiple ways you can go. But when you start going down into South Florida, past Tampa and Fort Lauderdale and Hialeah and Miami, don't expect to come out of Florida that same day. Run some loads within Florida, make some great money running Florida to Florida loads. But do not expect to get out of Florida that same day. Why? Because it's just geographical location. I mean, it's just that type of common sense. You run it down, you got a peak that goes down, you got water here, you got water here, and you got water here. So you got water here, only way back out is here. Okay, common sense. Okay, just common sense. I'm just letting y'all know that. But as you can see, Texas has a lot of great paying freight. We go in here, we click up on Texas. Here you go. You got some good paying freight here in Texas. Here you got a load right here that's only going 16 miles from Grand Prairie to Dallas, Texas. $37.50, $600 on the pay rate. And then you got another one from Pasadena going to Houston, 19 miles. Okay, and this is a partial load, paying $25. So you can actually put more freight on that bad boy. Well, I don't know why they call this a partial load, because it's 30,000 pounds. I wouldn't call that a partial load. But that 30,000 pounds partial load, that's kind of heavy to me. But hey, if that's how they want to call it that. But $25 per mile. Okay, so stuff like this, you got time to run 2, 3, maybe 4 more loads that day, and just stack your paper. Now, if you're getting smart, you're gonna come down here. You're gonna look at these dedicators right here. Y'all see these dedicators, right? Leaving on the 25th, leaving on the 28th, back on Monday. Turn around, leaving on the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. Okay, and leaving on the 1st. So actually leaving, I take it back. It leaves today. It leaves tomorrow. It leaves Monday. Then it leaves Tuesday. Then it leaves Wednesday, Thursday, and going on into Friday. So that's a dedicated. Okay, how do we know? Because it's all offered by the same broker. So I would be concerned if these were all different brokers. I would be concerned that a shipper has given out lots of loads to different brokers. But this is the same broker. All these loads are running. That's a dedicated. Okay, if y'all want to know how to identify dedicated loads, there you go. That's a dedicated. Okay, paying good money too. Paying good money. $16.67 per mile. That's good money for a dedicated. It's only an 18-mile run. So you got plenty enough time to do what? Run more freight and get back to your money dedicated run. So if you're going to grab that load, let's say on the 24th today, right? If you're going to grab this load and you're going to see what else freight you can run, don't look for a load that's coming back that way. When you do your reverse search, do this, right? Do this right here. Take that out right there. You're not trying to go back. You're not trying to go back right now. You're gonna do this right here. Do a 25-mile radius. See what's picking up right close to where you're dropping off at, and see what it is you can grab going out for a reefer. Now, in case you don't know, reefers can run dry van loads too. So you might want to go ahead and click in here, van. Because all you got to do is just what? Turn your thing off, dry out your reefer, dry out your trailer, because there's no moisture in it, and you can run dry van loads too. For those of you all didn't know that, okay? So you increase your chances of finding more freight. So you do that, and you run that right there. And look at the options you have here. See the options you have? Because reefers can run these loads, reefers can run dry van freight. So now you got this little 16-mile runs right here. Now you can go ahead and take this right here. I would take this one. Why? Because it's 0 on your deadhead. You got to pick up right there in Dallas, right where you drop it off. You got to do no deadhead. And there's another one, no deadhead. There's another one, no deadhead. There's another one, no deadhead. Now this one's going to New Orleans, so be careful. Be careful. It's going to New Orleans. and it's 523 miles. Can you make that? Yes. But are you gonna be able to get back to your money run? No. So I wouldn't run that one. Because remember, you're on a dedicated that runs every day. So why go out 523 miles to New Orleans, Louisiana, where we already told you it's hard finding loads coming back out of Louisiana, going back to Texas. And besides, the numbers don't match anyway. You cannot make that run and get back by the next day. Don't let that $2,200 entice you into getting out there and go, I can find something back. How you gonna find something back? By the next morning. I mean, what are you flying? Because you ain't driving no truck. That's only going 65 miles an hour, only getting 5.56 miles to the gallon. And you only got 11 miles to drive. You're on the driving shift. You ain't gonna do it in that truck, that's for sure. So don't put your carrier on that load. Okay? Don't let that look at, oh man, that's $2,200. On top of the money, man, he makes no, then he's stuck. Then he can't run his dedicated. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find some short run loads, right? You're gonna find these short trip mile loads, right? You got like stuff like this right here, like this 22-mile run going back towards Grand Prairie, Texas. You got 194-mile run, you got 122-mile run, you got 140-mile run. Those are the runs you're gonna be looking for. You're not gonna be looking at these 500-mile runs and 400-mile runs. Because even though your first run was short, which is only what? 34 miles, right? That dedicated is just 34-mile run. It's a 34-mile dedicated. Is that right? Make sure I got this right. Splendor. No, I'm looking at the wrong one. My bad. I should be looking at Splendor to I screwed that up. I'm looking at Splendor to Conroe is what I'm looking at. It's what I'm looking for. So let's go out here and find that one. The 24th. There we go, right here. Splendor to Conroe is what I should have been looking at. All right, let me take this out. I should be looking at Splendor to Conroe. All right, that's the dedicated run. It's only 18 miles. Okay, 18 miles. You're gonna do your reverse search, and you're gonna take out going back right now because you're not really trying to go right back. You're gonna go 25 miles here, and then you're gonna take that out, and then you're gonna say, yeah, you're gonna go less than 100 miles on what you call it, and that's a flatbed. Okay, that's all right. There we go. I was looking at a reefer load when I should be looking at a flatbed load. All right, so that's a flatbed dedicated. Make sure we're right. Yeah, flatbed dedicated, and then you're gonna see what's coming back. And here you go. Okay, you can see what's close by. Trying to find something that's really, really close by. 24 miles, that's not bad. 24 miles, that's that same run right there, which you're not going to be able to go right back and pick up another because they don't run twice per day, they run every day. So you can go 57 miles to Pasadena and pick up a load and go to Houston, which you can do that. That's extra $475. So you made $300, you have $475, or you can come down here and try to find something that's paying a little bit more money. You can go 52-mile deadhead and go 96 miles, 52-mile deadhead to Livingston, and then go to College Station, Texas. That's still about the same money, so that wouldn't make any sense. Before I jump on one of these longer runs, all right, you got some stuff down here that's not showing rates, but I'm gonna show y'all how y'all can find the rates. 41 miles to Houston. All right, you can go 41 miles, then you go 131 miles to Houston to Lufkin, Texas, and make $500 there. And the reason why I'm looking at that one, because it looks like it's a dedicated 24, lose on the 24th and on the 25th. Now, why would I be looking at that one? Because the reason I'm looking at that one because it looks like it's a dedicated. I would look at that. The deadhead miles is not that far, and the trip miles are not bad, which means you got enough time to run that and then run back to where, which I'm going to find out here for a second. So let's look at that one right there, to Lufkin to Houston, and we're going to look at that one, and then I'm going to see if I can run back to what you call it. And where am I going back to? You're going to try to get back to Splendora, because that's where your money dedicated loads are. That runs every single day. So I'm going dedicated to dedicated. I'm gonna see if I can find another load going back that'll get me back to my first dedicated pickup, all in the same day. So I'm gonna look for Splendora going back. Is that right? Let me make sure I spell that right. Splendora, S-P-L-E-N. Yep. S-P-L-E-N-D. Splendora. All right. Let's see what we got. All right, looks like we can do it. 25-mile run, take you back to Nacogdoches. I'm trying to find a dedicated that's not too far away, because I've got it. I would. See, you can see Splendora is only 85 miles from where you're going to Lufkin, Texas. How do we know this? Because it's giving you a deadhead to go pick up that same load again in Splendora. That's not what you want. You don't want to go 85 miles, like just to. I mean, you can do it, but why drive 85 miles when you can make money going back? Right? You want to go and try to make money going back. Let's do this right here. Within 100 miles of Splendora. Within 25 miles of Splendora. Let's see what they got that's dropping off real close to Splendora. All right, here we go right here. All right. Instead of going this 85 miles just to go back to Splendora to pick up that load, which you could do, you might want to check out this and see if this will fit for you. I would go 81 miles deadhead, then go 175 miles to Zoe, Louisiana, which is going to put me within 25 miles of Splendora. Y'all see what I did? I'm looking for loads. The reason I put Splendora radius 25 miles on my destination. I'm looking for loads that put me real close to Splendora, Texas. And this right here, Zoe, is less than 25 miles from Splendora. Why? Because we put that up there in the search category. Does everybody see what I did up there? Quenisha, do you see what we did?
Yes, I saw it.
All right. Make sure everybody sees. All right. Yeah, everybody sees. All right. So that's what you're doing. You're looking for something that is getting him back to Splendora or real close to it, which is within 25 miles, and you're good. Now the question is, can we run all these loads in the same day? Right? Because you only got 11 hours in a driving shift. And the most you're going to be able to drive is 650 miles. So what do? We take our calculator and we go in here and we do our 600-mile thing. I'm going to say 625. All right. Now, you got an 81-mile deadhead here, and you got a 176-mile run. So you got minus 81 equals minus 176 equals. All right, then on your next run, you had what? On this one, you had 41-mile deadhead and 131-mile run. This is gonna be close. I'm gonna calculate that. 41 and 131. So minus 41 equals minus 176. 31 equals. So we got 196 miles left. And on your first run, you had 0 deadhead and an 18-mile run. So will this work, y'all? Will it work? Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll work. Minus 18 miles. So you ran out and you got 178 miles free space. You got 178 miles left over. Now, that 178 miles, you can equate that to time. Because how many hours would it take you to run 178 miles? Anybody? 65 miles an hour. Truck is governed that. You're on flat land. You're in Texas and Louisiana. So you're flat, right? 178 miles. How long would it take you to run 178 miles? And I'll tell y'all why I'm asking you that. Can anybody give me an answer? Check on YouTube. Anybody give me an answer? How long should it take you to run 178 miles, 171 miles?
Maybe 2
Anybody?
hours.
About 2
2 and a
hours.
half.
It's gonna take longer than 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
The truck is only moving at 65 miles an hour. 65 miles an hour. All right, 65 miles per hour. So you got 60, roughly, 65 miles an hour. So you got roughly a little bit longer than 2 hours, because 120 miles will take you 2 hours. So just under 3 hours, right? About 3 hours, right? About 2 hours, about a couple hours. Yeah, about 3 hours. It's gonna take you about 3 hours. Now, why is it important that we know that? Yeah, 3.4 hours. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Why is it important to know that? Anybody?
So you can
Why is it
squeeze in
important?
another load?
No. You want to know that because you want to know if you got time on your pickup and drops. Because remember, you got to get loaded and unloaded. Right? Now, even though you can stop your clock, right, and go into sleeper, but you don't get that time back right away. You get that time back on recaps, which means if you shut down for an hour or two, it's gonna give you some time back that you was the time you put in, on your sleeper. If you've never driven a truck, if you never ran your own truck, most of you all wouldn't know this. In driving with Coveted Transport, my first year as a truck driver, that's a company, that's a team driving truck. Truck never stops. One person drives, one person sleeps, right? We got to the point where we got so good at running on recaps, we would drive for 3 weeks before we had to do a 34-hour reset. Seriously, that's how good we got at running on recaps. We would drive and we get to places like Atlanta, New York, Miami, where the traffic is bad, right? And you're stuck in traffic for 2-3 hours, moving at 10, 15 miles an hour. Shut that bad boy clock. Shut that clock off. Don't put it in a sleeper. Cut it off. Why? Because the clock is not going to register and come back on until you hit 20, 25 miles an hour. So if you're running in those high traffic areas, when you got there, way up there in like Ohio and some of these places, and you're stuck in traffic for a long, traffic is long, and you're stuck in traffic for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, don't let your clock run. Put that bad boy in sleeper. Put it in a sleeper, right? It's not going to register. That clock is not going to activate until that truck is moving at 20 to 25 miles an hour. So if you're in traffic moving at 10, 15 miles an hour, stop and go, cut that bad boy off. What you're doing is you're saving your time, and you're going to get that time back. So at the end of the day, if we shut down for our 10-hour shutdown, right, we'll be shut down for 2 hours, and all of a sudden we got 6 hours back. We can run, bam, get back up and go back to running. Or you shut down for 3 hours or 4 hours, and you got what? 9 hours back or 10 hours back. You can run. Okay, that's how we was able to run so much freight. Because people said, how in the hell y'all run 8,500 miles per week when everybody else is doing what, 7,250 miles or 7,500 miles? Because remember, with Covenant, if you running like that, you getting paid because Covenant, we was getting 63 cents per mile. The truck was getting 63 cents per mile. So we're running 8,500 miles. We're splitting that. I mean, we clock it. And plus, if you ran at least 7,000, at least 5,000 miles with Covenant, you had a guaranteed $1,000 bonus each week. You see what I'm saying? So as a company driver, me and my company, me and my partner, we was bringing home $4,000 a week as a company driver because we knew how to manage that time. We knew how to manage that clock. We knew how to manage that truck. So that's why I was asking you how much time, how many miles you got left over, because when you go to load and unload, it could take you an hour and a half to 2 hours to load up a truck and unload a truck. When you put yourself in sleeper, but by having that extra time, that's time that you don't have to account for in sleeper time, because so you know you got enough. So you got at least 3 hours, 3.4 hours for loading and unloading on those little short runs. Make sense to everybody? Does that make sense to everybody? Does everybody understand?
That makes sense.
Does everybody understand what we have going on with that? Why you want to do that? Look, yeah, I know other freight brokers, dispatch trainers don't teach y'all this stuff, but hey, I can't account for them. Okay, I'll tell you this. There's a lot to running a truck when you're really out there running a truck. And it's good information for you all to know this so you can properly manage your carriers and manage their money. Okay? This is what's called load board analysis. Okay? And a lot of dispatch trainers or whatever, they don't teach this stuff because they don't know it. They've never driven a truck. They've never driven a truck. Okay? All right. Yeah, Swift, 28 cents per mile. Yeah, exactly. See, look, Mike says that's damn good. I used to get 28 cents a mile with Swift. Yeah, and that's why our lease program is going to be so popular. People say, well, why would someone want to pay $1,000 or $1,500 for a lease or up to $2,000 per week for a lease? Because you got those people that's driving with Swift and CRST and Western Express, and that's making anywhere from 14 cents per mile to 20 cents per mile. And in order for them to lease a truck, they got to be with that company for a year driving experience before they can go to another company and do a lease program. Then when they go to another company to do a lease program, that company is going to pay them 70 to 75% of their load. Plus, they got to pay $700 to $750 per week on their weekly lease. And you ask me why it's good that our lease company, when we're going to be doing leases for people who own their own trucks, at $1,000 per week up to $2,000 per week, or $1,900 per week for a tractor and a trailer combination, because we save them money. That's why we're going to save them money. Okay, because if you look at it from this standpoint, if you're looking at these companies that tell you, oh yeah, come to our lease program, whatever this and that, you got to have 6 months to a year driving experience with with the company driving company, and we're gonna charge you and your lease is gonna be $700 per week. That sounds good, right? But that's not your real cost, because they're only paying you what 70 to 75% of your load fee. So if you're running decent and you're making, let's say, $8,000 per week on your load fees, if you're only getting 75, if you're only getting 70% of it, that means they're taking what, 30%. So that's minus 30%. So they're getting $2,400 a week from you, plus $2,400 per week, plus what they're charging you for your weekly lease, $700 per week. So they're really getting $3,100 per week. On top of that, they got other stuff like their maintenance plan or whatever they got going on. This is that. So by the time you really finish out, you're running lease owner operator, and your load fees are paying you $8,000 a week, but you're only bringing home, by the time you with all your fees, you bringing home about maybe $4,000 a week. you can come with our lease program, and even at the very top, if you're leasing one of our brand new tractors and a brand new trailer, you're paying $1,900 per week on a lease. But if you're running 8,000 miles, if you're running $8,000 on your load fees minus our lease fee, you see that right there? That's a big difference between that and $3,000 running with another company, or that and $4,000 running with these other companies, because you get to keep 100%. You get to keep 100% of your load fee minus after our lease fee. With them, after the lease fee, what they say is $750 per week, you only get to keep 70% of the load fee, or 75% of the load fee. You see how they're getting you? That's how they're getting you. Now, Kevin Kreiner says, this is what I do for my carriers. Explain it's about planning loads and monitoring hours. Exactly. I drove 25 years, so I try to give back so they don't make the mistake I made when I started driving. Exactly. And if you've driven a truck, Kevin, you know what I'm talking about. You know the stuff that I'm telling you is on point, because that's how you manage your truck. You manage that time. If you manage that time, you'll be able to better manage your money. And if you're a dispatcher and you're knowledgeable about this, my God, you can make your carrier so much money. And your carriers be talking about you, man, Quenisha, she showed me how to shut my timer off, shut that clock off when I'm in traffic and get them recaps back. And I be shut down at night for about 4 or 5 hours instead of shut down for 10 hours. And I'm back up running with 9 hours of runtime. I'm running for 2-3 weeks before I even shut down for a 34-hour reset. And that's money. That's money. That's money. The more money they're making, the more money you're making. Because you're getting that, you're being paid what you are worth. Okay? Okay? All right. So, but anyway, there you have it. All right. So let's look at the money that we made for our carrier who we put on this dedicated. So they got a dedicated run that run 5 days a week, off every weekend. All right. On the initial dedicated run, they're only going 18 miles and they're making $300. Now you can negotiate that up to 350. I would try to negotiate it up to 350, 400. But let's just say it's 350. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at that calculator. So what you got on your first leg of that, you got 300, right? Which is decent pay. It's only going 18 miles. It's $16.67 per mile. I love them short run. I love them. I love them. Then on your second leg, you're gonna go and grab a load, which you're gonna go just 41 miles deadhead, and you're gonna run 131-mile load to Houston, to Lufton, which is also a dedicated, and you're gonna make $500 on that run. That's also a dedicated. All right. So you run them both in the same day. Where's my calculator? So now you got $500 on top of that. And this is without negotiating. This is just taking for face value what they're offering. All right. So now you're $800 per day. Then you're going to run your third load, which is also, looks like it's also a dedicated. Now I'm going to show y'all, this is not showing the rate, but let's go and look at what lane rates are on this particular load. Okay. Let me go over here real quick and get on this right here. Let me do this right here. I'm going to be, tonight, I'm going to be adding this to our back office. I'm going to be showing y'all how to use this in training tonight too. Since we're talking about invoicing, I'm going to show y'all how to use the InstaRate, the rate calculator. Okay. Where am I at? Ooh, I got so much stuff in my head. Slow down, back it up, rewind. Okay, there we go. A sin. There we go. All right. So many tools and resources that I got available to bring to you all, and I'm going to be giving you all this is seeing TMS resource, this instant rate that I'm gonna be giving y'all. Now that is a flatbed, right? Yeah, that's a flatbed, and we are going from where we're going from this last load. We are going from Lufton, Texas to Splendora, Texas. So that's what we got to do. We got to go from Lufton, Texas to Splendora, Texas. So make sure I got this right. We're going from Lufton, LU, my bad. What I'm doing. We're going from Lufkin, Texas. Is that right? Make sure. Yeah, Lufkin to Splendora. Splendora. Now, what is this? All right, what this does, this is called an instant rate rate calculator, a lane rate calculator. All right, you can put in the pickup, destination, and what truck type. What it does is it pulls up every recorded rate for trucks that ran this exact lane, for flatbeds that ran this exact route from Lufton to Splendora in the last 90 days. Okay, it pulls up all recorded rates of what was paid out to trucks that ran that lane last 90 days. And then it is going to calculate and extrapolate and give you a high, medium, and low rate. So you know where you need to be on your negotiations when negotiating that lane. Great too, right? Love this too. All right, so on the medium all-in range, anywhere from $676 to $906. Okay, then on the low end, $513, $650, $878. On line haul. Okay, this is line haul. Okay, now so the line haul rate on average is going to be about $650. But here's what I always try to do. I always try to land them somewhere closer to here on this high range. I work from here to here. I don't really worry about this little end down here. It also tells you what your fuel surcharge is. What it averaged out on the low end, it was 27 cents. On the high end, it was 33 cents. So anywhere from 27 to 33 cents, with 30 being in the middle. And here's the route right here. Shows you the route, everything. All right. So I'm gonna try and get somewhere between. I'm gonna try and get at least that 800. I'm not gonna. If I go into negotiation with that broker on this load right here, I'm gonna try and get $800 to $900. So let's say 800 on that last run. If you're good, 950. Right, but let's say you land him at $800, all right, on that last run. On that last run, and that's a dedicated plus another 800. So that's $1,600 a day, running out 5 days a week, home every night, off every weekend. Now, and that's before you negotiate. Now, how many of you all think you can negotiate an extra $100 on each one of those loads? Anybody? Does anybody think they can get an extra $100 on those loads?
Yeah.
Especially when you tell that broker, my guy can run those loads every day. My guy can run your load every day. So that way, now you ain't got to worry about trying to find somebody to run that load. You can take that one off your books. Know that you got placed on it. It's like bringing a broker. Bringing a broker breakfast in bed every morning. Hey, Mr. Broker, here's your breakfast this morning. They ain't got to get out of bed. They ain't got to get out of bed to make money. Right? Is that a positive? Is that a plus for the broker?
Yeah, because they don't have to look for drivers.
Exactly. Everything. That's everything. Look, if a broker, Man, that broker will be trying to get you to no. I got some more daddy. I got some more loads I'm there running every day. I got some carriers there. I want to run them too.
Oh, they call
If
you
that
too?
broker keep, huh?
They call you too if you find
Yeah, I
dedicated
have brokers.
okay.
Yes, I have brokers that call me and ask me, "Hey, you got any more carriers that can run some dedicated runs?"
Oh,
Because they
good.
know that I actively look. They know that I actively look for dedicators, and I know how to spot dedicators, and I push that to my carriers. Look, when you get known in the industry for doing a certain thing, especially positive stuff, brokers will reach out to you. They will reach out to you because you're making their job easier. You're making it easy for them to make money. Because I'm making it easy for my carriers to make money, which makes it easy for me to make money, right? Because when I put them on dedicated, everybody is making that money pretty much automatically. The shipper, for the shipper on down, the shipper doesn't have to worry about who's going to run that load or if that load's going to go out that day. The broker doesn't worry about if that load's going to go, so he knows that he's going to get paid. He ain't got to worry about trying to find, wasting time finding somebody off of the load or posting it, all over the load boards and all this other stuff. The carrier is making money every day because he's running loads and taking them out and bringing them back in every day. He's off every weekend, home every night, making good money. I'm making money easy because I don't have to keep sending out or doing an invoice for different places. This and that. I can just do a one reoccurring invoice because I know where he's going to run. I know how much money it is. So I just do a weekly invoice that charging him each week that automatically comes off his credit card or his debit card. Easy money, people. There's a lot more to this than just finding freight on the whole board. So I'm telling y'all, look, y'all get some valuable information this morning. But anyway, so if you can get an extra $100 on each one of them loads, that's going to give you at least $300 more. Now you got $1,900 every day, 5 days a week, home every night, off every weekend. Hold up, take that back. 1,900 times 5 days a week. $9,500 a week, flatbed, $9,500 a week times 52 weeks in a year. You think a flatbed driver would be interested in that? Anybody? Even minus your 10%. Because this is what you make every year off of
Yes,
one
that'd be
flatbed
very
carrier.
interesting.
Exactly. And look, I got about 75% of my owner operators running dedicated. Because that's what I look for. I tell my owner operators when I sign on new ones, look, I'm gonna find you freight that's paying the kind of money you want to get paid. But my ultimate goal is within the first 3 months of dispatching you, is to find you a dedicated lane that runs every single day, that will have you home every night, off every weekend, and paying you somewhere between, if it's a drive-in, I tell them somewhere between $350,000 a year and $500,000 a year. If it's a flatbed, somewhere between $400,000 a year and $700,000 a year. If it's a reefer, somewhere between $500,000 a year and $1 million a year. That's how you keep clientele. And then you actually go out there and you look to identify this stuff, and then you work to set them up on those dedicators. And I show y'all how to do it every morning. Every morning I show y'all how to do it. Every single morning. We come on here and we look for what? Short run loads. Because short run loads generally pays higher in the rate per mile. And they generally are loads that run every day. Repeatable loads. Don't I do that every single morning? Every single morning. So if you're practicing this type of stuff, if you set up 5 carriers on dedicated like this, you're looking at roughly $49,500 per year times 5. You're making over $250,000 just sitting back chilling. You got your Square invoice set up to invoice them every week. You got their credit card set up on auto pay. Just sit back and watch your bank account every week. Just bling, bling, bling. Carrie's out there running low. All you do is you call them up every now and then. Hey, how's things going, man? Oh, it's going good, man. It's going good. Okay, great. You call the broker. Hey, man, how you liking that carrier that's running that dedicated run? Oh, man, I love it. All right, great, man. Is the shipper happy? Yeah, sure. All right, man. Look, I'm gonna send you some lunch this week, okay? And what you want? Pizza? Chinese food, Thai food, what? That's the business, y'all. That's where you should be headed in this business. Okay. I have never seen anything like this industry that offers so many opportunities to set yourself up to make automatic money if you know what you're doing. And that's what I try to teach to you all every single day that I come on here, every morning, 5 days a week, every Thursday night, you know, when I do my what's call it and stuff like that. With all my lives and stuff that I do on YouTube and what is that, you know, this is what I do. Now, this part of it, I don't even charge. This is really free. This is the free part of it. What you all are paying for when you join our platform is the access to all the tools and resources and stuff that I use to make this happen. How many other platforms can say that? How many other platforms have as much content, free content that we have? You ain't gonna find too many out there. You ain't gonna find none of them out there that's offer you the tools and the resources that save you almost $600 a month on top of the stuff that we already giving you. Okay, so but anyway, that's the low board report for this morning. Look, it's 7:42. We've gone way over our time, but look, I appreciate y'all. I thank you all as always. Let me go ahead and check back in with my YouTube people, see what we got going on. All right, let's check in with our YouTube people and see what they got going on. Here recently, we talked about the hours of service and all this other stuff. Yep, yes, Calvin Stewart. But now the trucks kicks in when they go at least 5 miles per hour, right? I don't know. Last time I was driving, them trucks, those clocks didn't kick in until you were doing 15, 20 miles an hour. If they now you can recalibrate, you can recalibrate those clocks. if you're a company driver, yeah, they probably got them at 5 miles an hour right now, whatever this and that. But they can be recalibrated. I know at Covenant, when I was driving, those clocks didn't kick in until you were doing 15, 20 miles an hour. Okay? Because especially because if you're moving around, if you're at a truck stop, right, and you're going to the gas pump, I mean, you're going to drive more than 5 miles an hour going to the gas pump. Okay? That wouldn't seem right to have it set to kick in at 5 miles an hour. Okay, so that's why I know when I was driving, there was 15 to 20 to 25 miles an hour. Because we used to be on the expressway or be in traffic, stuck. I turned that clock off in a heartbeat. Beep. It creep. It creep. All right. So if you say, sir, you should add truck driving 101 to your list of things you do. I already do too much as it is. I mean, look, I had somebody call me last night. Oh my God. So I had somebody call me the other night. One of my students called me the other night. It was like 11:30 at night. Oh, let me tell y'all something. If you don't want to get cussed out by my wife, don't do that. Hey, all right, don't do that. We in bed, sleep, phone ring, I'm on the phone. Hey, yeah, okay, what you do is give me that phone. Call him back at 9 a.m. in the morning. He on my time now. Click. Look, no. Trust me, don't call me, 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, So I got a question for you. I got a question for you. You don't. You got a question for my wife, because that's who you're going to be talking to. I'm telling y'all right now, don't do it. Because I spend enough time. I give y'all enough of my time as it is. I mean, I really do. I mean, I'm here 6 a.m. every morning, God doing my health, whatever this and that. I'm trying to be here at 6 a.m. for an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. Then turn back around every Thursday. I'm on with you all. Every Friday, every Saturday, I'm on with you all. And then I do all my in-between stuff where I do lives, from the impromptu lives and things like that, and stuff that I put up, and doing this and that. We have other business opportunities that we bring to you all, like our new leasing company that we're doing, and we try to make that available to you all to be able to take part in that type of stuff too. So just be aware that I have a life. Okay, I have a life, and kind of be respectful of that, because I get people who will call me at 3 in the morning sometimes. I'm serious. My phone rings 2, 3 in the morning. Hey, I got a question for you. I'm up watching one of your videos. Okay, you might be up watching one of my videos, but I'm in the bed asleep with my wife. Okay, so kind of try to respect that. Okay, and that's all I can tell you. And that's all I can tell you. All right. Shout out to Kevin Craner. Thank you for joining us today. Kevin says he retired, wants me to help him consult, repartner. Katuna, my trucks does it at 5 miles an hour. Also, how can you recalibrate? Don't ask me that stuff on YouTube. I ain't gonna tell you that on YouTube. You can look it up on YouTube though. Just Google it. Go to YouTube, how to recalibrate what's going. You'll find somebody on there who's crazy enough to show it to you on YouTube where everybody can see it. Okay. Diane says great training today. Oh, and thanks for that question, Raymond. And thank you for joining us. Diane W says great training today. Thank you, Diane. Mike Camacho, thank you for joining us. I haven't found one yet. That's why I joined. Hey, and there you go. Simply Erica, thank you for joining us today. She says, I can't wait until I start full-time dispatching. Go for it. Raymond, Kevin Kreiner, Tracy Mahan. Thank you, Tracy, for joining us this morning. Kevin Kreiner, thank you. Sophia Moore, as always, it's a pleasure, always. Didn't learn that truck driving school, nor when I was driving. Yeah, they don't teach that stuff in truck driving school. They really don't. Who else we got? Michelle at Nuva Express. Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. Carolyn Stewart, thank you for joining us today. Deborah Spencer, thank you for joining us today. Who else we got? I make sure I don't miss anybody. Tuna Jenkins, thank you for joining us. Stacy Reinfield, thank you for joining us. Concrete Hustler, thank you for joining us. As always, it's a pleasure. Uncle Otis, first time I seen you, but thank you for joining us. Dispatch by Barlow, thank you for joining us too, as well. Ice Cold Yogovics, thank you for joining us. From whatever country you're from, good morning. Evan Smart, thank you for Yvette Smart, good morning. Thank you for joining us also too. Who else we have? We have a lot of people that joined us this morning. I can't pronounce this name. It's Russian. Thank you for joining us. You got a number 3 for your picture there, but thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you joining us all the way from your country. Who else we got? Make sure I want to acknowledge everybody. Larissa Adams, thank you always for joining us. D. Willer, thank you for joining us. Tori Asaje, thank you for joining us. And Lisa Goggins, thank you for joining us as well. And we want to thank Quenisha Murray for joining us live here in our Zoom. Thank you for joining us this morning. I know you got up kind of early this morning to being on this, and she's one of our new students. You just signed up, right? Quenisha, you still there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm getting my kids
Uh,
ready for school.
hey, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta
Yeah.
do. You just signed up, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
How you liking it so far?
I'm real interested. I know that.
Okay, well, we're gonna
I'm
try to
tracking
we're
out
gonna
for
try to.
work, so I'm trying to get somewhere where I can sit home and do whatever I gotta do. Yes, sir.
I hear you. I hear you. Look, we're gonna try to keep it very interesting for you and keep it something and show you how to make some money. Okay, because
Yes, sir.
this industry will definitely do it for you. It really will.
Mm.
If you just go about it the right way and just take the steps and just take baby steps. Make them phone calls, call 50 carriers a day. Don't worry about the no's, just worry about the yeses. Stick to the script, which this like tonight we're wrapping up this part of the 6 weeks training, but starting not next week, we're going to talk about next Thursday. We're going to we always try to take a break in between each 6 week training session, and for about a week, next Thursday, we're going to talk about our new leasing program that we have, and then the following Thursday we'll start all back over again with how to dispatch series, starting from the very first step, and so you join at a good time. You get to kind of catch us as we're starting from the beginning.
I do have
All
a
right, everybody.
question, Mr. Calvin.
Sure.
Like I guess because of the time difference, I guess I logged in late. So what time does it start again?
I
Because I'm in New
usually
Orleans.
Well, the load board report is something extra that I do every morning. Okay, that's
Okay.
just every morning. You don't necessarily have to tune it to it. You should because it's a lot of great information. I'm basically what I do doing the load board report is I find freight for truck drivers, dispatchers who are looking for freight early in the morning, and I give it away. And I do that to really showcase our back office tools, resources, and how we do things. And I also do it to provide kind of like some live, in person, live on the load board training. Okay, which is not really done at a lot of these other dispatch things. Like we have our classes on Thursday nights, but this is live. Training is we're talking about a lot of stuff you should be doing, like how to do your pitch, phone calls, and that type of stuff, and this and that. But this is you actually get to see me do it live. You actually see me get on the load boards, look up and evaluate and analyze freight. You get to see how it's done, right? And there's nothing like seeing it live. It's not so much training. I don't usually entertain a lot of questions during the load board report because it's meant just to be a live show to show people how this is done. Our training, on the other hand, that's something separate. Training every Thursday night is when we actually get into, you can ask questions and training, and we're going into specifics and going into, sales training and how to do phone sales and going to the pitch. We're going to the thing about the dispatch agreements and the BOLs and the rate cons and all that type of stuff. But this is meant just to show people how it's done live. How it's actually really done live and in person on the load boards. Okay, which you can learn a lot from that. All right,
Okay.
everybody.
Thank
Don't
you.
no problem. All right, don't forget to join us tonight um, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our live How to Dispatch training, which is going to be invoicing. Okay, tonight, how to get paid. We're going to talk about how to create your invoice, how to get paid, and I'm also going to be sharing with you all how to guarantee how you can collect your money from those carriers that are hard headed or refusing to pay you. I'm going to show you all how you can 100% guarantee to collect your money every time, every time, every time. Also, we've got a guest instructor tonight. Michelle is going to be one of our students. Is going to be instructing you on tonight on her little guest spot that she's going to have with us. So y'all tune in for that too. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. She's going to be showing y'all how to do some stuff, how to find some stuff that you all have been interested in for a while. So make sure y'all join us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. As always, we are sponsored by our online platform, which is the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers and the National Dispatchers Network. Training in the convenience of your home. Our online platform will train you to earn 100K plus from home dispatching freight and provide the online network tools, resources, and training to ensure your success. When you join our platform, our students and our members get access to more than 100 load boards. They get access to more than 140,000 hours of operational training videos. They also get access to more than 19 million direct shippers, and they get access to every registered owner operator in the United States. They get access to live training every Thursday night. We have dispatch training every Saturday morning. We have freight broker training, and every day from 6 a.m. to about 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have the load board report right here where we take a look at what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to freight and load availability, and I give away free freight. We also plug you into our logistics library that has every word, phrase, and term ever used in trucking. And you get access to our network of more than 2,967 industry professionals. Woo! You get all this, and our most popular enrollment is very affordable, $349.95 plus tax on your enrollment fee, and just $39.95 per month to access all your back office tools, resources, training, and support. For those of you that want to join our platform, I'm going to go ahead and post our website address. Simply go over to the RBBSLLC.com/earn-100K-from-home. And here it is right here, putting it right here. Y'all can join today and there it is. There's a link for you all to join our platform. If you all want to go ahead and join our platform, look, get access to all these tools and resources and save you some money and get access to some great training. All right. Look, everybody, I thank you all. I appreciate each and every last one of you all. I look forward to seeing you all here tonight in training. And don't forget, tomorrow, we'll wrap up the week for the load board report at 6 a.m. Join me back here tomorrow at 6 a.m. for the load board report. And that's it. This has been Calvin with the load board report and the RBBS Logistics Learning Center for a look at what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to freight and load availability. Bye, everybody.